Hello everybody and welcome to episode 22 of my advanced tutorial series for Dwarf Fortress. I have recovered the fallout in between this and the last episode somewhat. I still haven't fully recovered. We're still missing the food base here, but things have happened as they happened in the last time as well. There is a new forgotten beast roaming the caverns here at the same spot where it did before, so we're still forced to stay where we are. I did bring up the weavers' workshops just like in the last episode, so we can get ourselves those webs as quick as possible. So four of these workshops should get the job done quite quickly. The last episode I didn't manage to get this here into a stockpile zone as well. We're going to do this as follows. We're going to bring all the silk stuff over to this stockpile zone so people working here have a short commute. Alright, so we're going to prepare the trap again as soon as this here is followed or filled up. We're going to go for the food bay just like we did the last time, and today's main topic, because I always come with a main topic, will be breaching into the very deep layers of our caverns. Basically, I want to go for adamantine mining, or I want to open up the way for that. So we've already carved out a really deep mine here. You know, this is as deep as we went so far. And first of all, let's see if everything is working out as we want it to. So I'm going to look up the pathway now. I know I went it upstairs right there, downstairs right there. So I want to see where things are going. So we hit this place here. And this place here, we have to go over all the staircases here. So what I already dislike here a lot is that this is all going over just one staircase. This is just this is crap, you know. This slows down my folks a lot. So let's see, can we carve the entire staircase up like that? Let's do this like that. So this way we'll have an optimized way up and down. You know, currently I'm looking more and more for ways and means to optimize my fortress and the logistics now, because that's really important. That one staircase here is hampering the mobility of the entire fortress by a lot, and that's not necessary. You know, we can easily avert these things from happening. Good. So let's bring up the butcher's plots here. No, not like this, because we still have a little bit of a food crisis going on. It's really important with this game that you keep always an eye on your stockpiles, because, you know, there might be, faster than you think, a shortage of things. So we're going to bring up all those elk birds to a chain and get us a fast food delivery here. And most importantly, I'm drawing a stockpile zone here for the meat. I did that in the last episode already too, but you know, it's really important that we do it properly here. Alright. So, this will get us some training for our new military folks. There we go. And also some food for our stockpiles. In the meantime, people went missing? That's not good. So, this is fighting that we foresaw, and that was actually totally wanted. Okay, so once these beasties get butchered, we got what we need. So let's get back downstairs to that place. So here we have a 2-tile downstairs. That's okay, we can work with that. So let's get to this area here. So first of all, we're going to dig as deep as we can, you know. Let's just tell the game that we're just going bonkers here. Okay, there we go. So that's the first thing that we do. It's basically just all about probing. This is so far totally brain dead mining, where I don't have any certain plan except for making sure that the pathways are all prepared and traversable for enough people. That's the only thing that's currently of importance. So our dudes now will dig through this thing as soon as we have them up there. So let's probably... Don't know if this guy actually is at Bone Doctor currently or not, but I just figured that we can just get one extra person here. So gem cutter cancels cut gems, needs rough gems. All right. And let's get back to that. So think with these few last strokes, I actually have restored everything that has been lost in the last episode, because one of the noblemen, well, let's just say she dodged her death in the very, 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 very last second. And as you see here, they're just doing what I told them to. Wait a sec. Alrighty. So currently, the only intention of this whole project is to go deep enough to finally hit warm rock. And as you see here, we actually went quite far with that. And as a matter of fact, this is Cavern Layer 3. You see, when you hit the purple stuff, you hit Cavern Layer 3. So, most amazingly, we haven't managed to go to the Magma Sea yet. Minus height 108, but not there yet. So really important is for us now that we carve out another upstairs and destroy the old stairs here and put some flooring on top of it. So Forgotten Beast and the Cave Croc are fighting, that's really no problem. And now we go for the same procedure again. So there we go. But what's really important for me is I want to delete all these job designators here. There we go. So, okay, a new problem has come up. We want to dig yet again into water. This, by the way, is a pretty typical phenomenon that you have to find the pillars that work. So what we're doing next is we're going down here, I think. Let's see, let's take that pillar here, why not? So freeing up that area here. I'm basically looking for another solid spot where we can carve us down below. There we go. The whole idea behind all that is now only to find the deepest layers where we can successfully delve for adamantine. Because you're pretty much guaranteed to find adamantine in the lowest layers of the map. Or at least it's always been like that. Correct me if I stand wrong here. With a game like Dwarf Fortress, it's really hard to really know everything. So now we're definitely officially below the layer 3. And as usual, we're going to try to go now as deep as possible next. There we go. Let's see how well that goes. At some point, your dwarves will just stop mining. Warm stone located. Alright, that's pretty much what I was hoping for. So we delete the other spots. And now we're going to go and excavate that spot here a little bit more thoroughly. And also, I just remembered we have still one thing left to do. And that's putting up some floors here. That's really, really, really important. Seal off these things here. Let's see. Oh, I should allow to use boulders, eh? Yeah. For a change, we're going to use boulders here. Sort by... No. Sort by name, mount, recently used. Alright, there's no use the closest material anymore in that one, alright. Okay, so I was just a little bit experimenting around here what I can do, but here we're using granite, of course. I want to use the closest available material. So one of my woodcutters is missing. So I don't like the fact that people are missing, but I somehow feel as if this might be the reason, because I had to seal off the caverns just like that. And people are most likely just out there in the caverns. I do remember that I skimmed really quickly over a comment report that looked as if there was somebody fighting with a forgotten beast, and I think that's where they went missing. Problem was I had to close the caverns immediately when that thing showed up, because it showed up really close to the fortress. In the first draft of this video, so to say, this was not that necessary. But, well, it is as it is. Alright, so this spot here, I'm going to put on a new hotkey. This is Shift F3, because I really don't want to navigate every time, just like that. So, here I'm going to punch a hole in there. Same reasoning as usual, I want to be able to seal it off, you know. Alright, food stockpiles are slowly developing upwards. Need to keep an eye out on that. Probably only the elk birds that we just slaughtered. We can, of course, also decide to slaughter a couple of extra yak. You know, we got so many of them. So let's slaughter a couple. That should get us some meat too. Alright, the next step now will be to actually uncover the magma sea. So we actually can see what's happening there. It's the same procedure as here. You know, we're trying to get a better look at things. So here I get cancelled out again, because, oh no, it's magma. But we're going to say, you do it still. And, alright, that's not what I expected. So sometimes you get it like that. That should not immediately breach the magma sea. The most problematic point, the most problematic moment is the time before you know where the magma sea is actually at. And something like that, probably we're just sitting in a narrow pocket where there's no magma. So I'm expanding this now. And we're going to try our best. But whatever you do with these, please play them carefully. The good thing about magma is magma doesn't exert pressure. That means it doesn't flow upwards. But still, you know, things can play out not that well for you if you are not careful enough. So here, the area here has been cleaned, you see, no more webs anywhere. So it's time to reload the trap. I love this, by the way. This is, these Forgotten Beast trap systems are my favorite little things, so I got so much fun with these. So we're going to get a save. I don't have any expendable animals anymore, I notice. Damn. So we're going to put up one bummy. Why not? So we're striking more and more things here. So, oh yeah, there's more warm stone here close to us. So we're going to try out that thing next. And the other probing spot will be this one. So here we get cancelled out one more time. The whole idea is simple. I just want to punch a hole into the magma sea. Here we go. Boom. unusual volcanic wall studded with gems, raw adamantine. Praise the miners. Here we go. So we punched a hole in there, and just like I said, we're here very, very close to our demise. We just needed to cut one piece of rock in the wrong direction, and we would have been flooded with magma already. So, yeah. Nothing unusual here to be seen. This is exactly how I expected it to be. And let's check it out. Where is the adamantine? All right. So that's actually super lucky. Oh my god. We're lucky. So the adamantine vein has been located here. That's brilliant. Super close to the base. And these volcanic walls studded with gems are usually an indicator that you just need to dig in that vicinity to find your adamantine. So the magma sea always looks a bit like that, you know, that there's a lot of magma space, and then there's columns like these. And as you see here, they wildly differ in the height levels. Check out the elevation levels while I'm scrolling. So as you see there, it's quite jagged. It's a bit chaotic, and it's every time a little bit different for every map. But what's most important, we can safely dig us a way to that adamantine. That's the best piece of news. So what I'm doing now, first of all, is I'm going to try to go upstairs as far as possible again to get close to the adamantine vein from above. It's really good to go at adamantine from above, not from below. So we're basically now trying to see how good we can get there. Also, if you are insecure where stuff's at, you can keep that message alive. So you can zoom back to the adamantine deposit, because quite often you don't even see the adamantine yet. Let's see. The game often spots the tiles that you have a hard time as player to spot. Alright. So the adamantine vein, well, imagine it like a tube that goes downwards. We're basically breaching the wall of the tube and trying to dig it out from the inside. But it is one of the most dangerous endeavors for dwarven kind, and therefore we're taking it carefully here, my friends. So I'm now going to go upstairs one more time. Like I said, I'm trying to get close to this thing from above as good as I can. This is really, really important. Food stockpiles are not really developing in any direction currently. Well, let's see how things will play out in the long run. So we have a Wormstone location stop. Let's see what that means. That's why I went upstairs and started repeating these patterns. You know, the first thing that I want to do is I want to find out, where does the adamantine vein begin? Sometimes they go really, really far upstairs. So here we now see that thing here. So we probably can safely say that if we dig out a cluster like that, should be actually... Whoa. That was dangerous. When you're doing things like I do here, be careful that you don't accidentally order your dudes to dig into Wormstone. Whoa, that was very, very close. So remember when we had the episode about premium gems? Basically, this is the same stuff, just more wicked. All right, one of our dudes has been possessed. All right. And claim the Craftsdwarf's workshop. So let's leave our people for a moment here to their own doing. And, well, let's see how the cage situation is looking. We got some tasty elk bird that we could slaughter still. No, we don't. Okay, let's see. How's the situation down here? All the bits and bobs are in place. Beautiful. That means we can easily reopen the beast's trap. Wonderful. Okay, so let's check out which lever we need to flick to open up all premises again. And systems like these are amazing, as you see there. They are... You can use them quite often. They do the trick as often as you need it. And no risk involved, you know? No risk involved. You just need to be... You just need to pay attention. That's the only thing that's really, really necessary. And since Forgotten Beasts currently cannot destroy doors, I'm not sure how long that luxury will stay with us. But as long as that's the case, you know. Hey, wait a sec. Did somebody kill off the Forgotten Beast? Sometimes you don't see them anymore. That doesn't mean that they are not, that they don't exist anymore. But sometimes they just die, you know? Well, alright, I'm going to seal that off for the time being because I won't allow myself to go there without a without an eye on that. Okay, so alright, there is a lack of wood. I can already foresee that. So yeah, well, we're going to chop these trees here in front of the base. And let's get back to our adamantine mining ops. Alright, as you can see here, there is nothing involved there, and it seems as if we are clear in that regard. Wonderful. Cool. So let's do another cool thing. I need glass. Yeah, that's one of the things that my fortress hasn't had yet, but I already got an idea how we can acquire glass. So step one, we're going to go here and we're going to require a tunnel. So I'm going to leave the adamantine project like that for now, because we need to prepare properly. The thing is, this whole adamantine vein is populated by the worst things that you can think of. There's probably monsters, magma, and other really, really nasty things inside there. So acquiring adamantine is a really, really exciting job on its own, you know. So to make things a little bit easier for us, I decided that we're going to craft ourselves some windows. So this is the only place in my entire fortress where I got access to sand. The problem is the sand is sitting in a aquiferous layer. So when you ever have a problem like that, I would... give me a second. I'd recommend you a solution like that. Here we now need to... Give me a sec. Here, that's looking good. This will be a little bit more annoying. We're basically laying pipes through a fortress here. And the really annoying part is that you need to follow your mining dude and assign every single job anew. So what we're doing here is basically, my plan is a simple one. I want to have a place where I will be dumping all that water. So since I'm opening up a very, very small area of the aquifer, there will be not insanely much water exuding. I mean, this whole tunnel work here is making things a lot more, a lot wetter than I originally anticipated, but I guess we can smooth it. So it's going to be like that. It's all going to end up in that big bad reservoir there, and that's going to give us... That's where the water will basically evaporate, and we're going to collect sand here in that area. This is pretty annoying because we got to do it like that. This is the only place where there is sand to gather, so we got to do it the hard way, I suppose. So we're going to get ourselves now hands on that sand. And yeah, well, the worst part is just the automatic job cancellations every time, making it quite hard to get the whole job done in one push, you know. So here I always gotta wait until somebody feels busy about that. But the good news is we're going to get that done in no time. So, next step, we're going to set up ourselves a glass furnace here. And that stockpile zone here is going to be for the sand. Goes like this. You go for furniture. Yes, very intuitive, I know. And you go for sandbags here. So, that's that. Also make sure that your regular stockpile zones for furniture don't accept sandbags. That's a very, very common culprit, to have them in another stockpile zone and then things won't work out either. I got my experience with that. So, this tunnel here will take a moment until it is finished, but once it is finished, we have free and permanent access to sand, because our people can then just pick up the stuff from that place. It's not necessarily an elegant solution, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you have to take what Amok gave you, you know. Sometimes you can't be picky. So, this will take a while, and I think I might be even finishing that between the episodes, I don't know. This is one of those very, very ungrateful tasks in Dwarf Fortress. And as you see here, the most annoying part about it is you need to be fast about it, because otherwise your whole situation will get flooded quite quickly. Water needs that path to be extracted at, you know. But the thing is, to give you a teaser why I'm doing this, when you got glass, you can produce glass blocks. With glass blocks, you can create glass floor, and I heard that glass floor is transparent. And you know, that's a very, very handy tool when you're busy mining adamantine, because this way you can look downstairs. But I'm going to illustrate that in the upcoming episodes, just like that. And here, by the way, the water is not coming from the surrounding tiles, it's coming from above. So there is really no chance at all for us to ever get to ever make this stop, you know. This will always and forever be a nuisance. This whole tunnel here, it is not fixable, unless we'd be paving out the entire aquifer here. But that's more work than I personally see fit to that. This is one of my favorite solutions, by the way, when I got a problem like that. To just leave the aquifer be as it is, and give it a huge, nice pit where it can just dry out. Just takes a moment to get finished, and working through these areas here is just painful. As you see there, it's just no fun, you know. All these job cancellations are just a nightmare, and at the same time, it is a necessary evil. I've heard that with the DF hack or other tools, you might be even able to cancel these, but I haven't found out how yet. So, the good news though is we're finally through the hostile area, and now finally the digging jobs get just done as we want them to get done, and here we go. So now the whole pathway has been freed up, and now we get that whole thing here down. And since there's way more free space than there's a space where water gets created, eventually it'll dry up. So let's do this last thing. So we got that glass furnace now down, so we can now collect sand. If everything went as intended, we're going to have a few bags of sand lying there. The thing here is, to make that happen, you also need to have bags. Yeah, it is just like that. So anyways, I think we do a great job here. Yeah, the water is dripping down here, and as long as the water's only at 1 of 7, it will eventually evaporate. And our whole idea behind this whole thing here is that we're going to give the water more space, so it'll never turn into a problem, and we still can grab our sand. So my friends, that's the end of today's episode. We're going to put a door here in between, by the way, so it doesn't we don't get wet feet here in between. I also want to order a couple of statues still, but that's the last thing that I'll do for today. So my good friends, next time we will go for adamantine mining in a more professional way. So I can't wait to see that happening. And well, I don't know what we're going to do besides that. There's not that much more left to be done here in this fortress. We already passed through a lot of things, and as usual, if you have anything that you want to see here in the series, just let me know. I am always very, very happy to add in another episode at that point. Be that as it may, I am very, very eager to see your comments, and feel free to leave a thumbs up on that episode to make it more visible to everybody else, and of course consider subscribing. This is the easiest and cheapest way of helping me out here. So I hope you have a great time. See you all next time, and enjoy gaming.